March 15th, BC. Inside the Senate, more than 60 men waited nervously. Some avoided eye contact. Others struggled to hide their fear. For months, they had prepared for this moment. And if their plan failed, every single one of them would die. But there was one problem. The man they intended to kill hadn't arrived. For a brief moment, panic spread among the conspirators. Had Julius Caesar changed his mind? Had someone warned him? Had the plot been discovered? Then, word arrived. Caesar was coming. None of the men waiting inside realized that by the end of the day, they would not save the Roman Republic. They would destroy it. By 44 BC, Julius Caesar had become the most powerful man in Rome. After years of brutal civil war, he had defeated all of his enemies. He had conquered Gaul, expanded Rome's territory, and become incredibly popular among ordinary citizens. To many Romans, Caesar was a hero, but not everyone felt the same. The Roman Republic had existed for centuries, and Romans hated kings. Hundreds of years earlier, they had overthrown their last king and swore never to allow another man to rule them. But Caesar was becoming something Rome had never seen before. He had been named dictator for life. His statues stood across the city. His face appeared everywhere. Some senators feared that he wanted even more power. According to ancient sources, there had even been moments when crowds tried placing a crown upon his head. Although Caesar publicly rejected it, many people remained suspicious. To his enemies, this was terrifying. They believed that if Caesar continued gaining power, the Republic itself would disappear. And so, a conspiracy began. More than 60 senators secretly joined together. Leading them were Gaius Cassius Longinus and Marcus Junius Brutus. Brutus was not just another senator. He was one of Caesar's closest friends. Caesar trusted him, respected him, and had even pardoned him after the Civil War, which made what was about to happen even more shocking. The conspirators convinced themselves that they were heroes, that history would remember them as the men who saved Rome. But before they could save the Republic, they had to kill the most powerful man in the world. Then came the warnings. According to ancient writers, strange events began occurring throughout Rome. A soothsayer approached Caesar and delivered a chilling message. Beware the Ides of March. Most people ignored the warning, but others couldn't stop thinking about it. Then came the dreams. Caesar's wife Calpurnia experienced terrifying visions during the night. She dreamed that her husband had died, that blood flowed through the streets, and that something terrible was about to happen. The next morning, she begged Caesar not to leave the house. For once, the great conqueror listened. He decided not to attend the Senate meeting. Inside the Senate, the conspirators were becoming desperate. If Caesar stayed home, months of planning might collapse. Then one man stepped forward. His name was Decimus Brutus. Ironically, Decimus himself was one of the conspirators, and Caesar trusted him completely. Decimus convinced Caesar that staying home would make him appear weak. He argued that the Senate would view it as an insult. Eventually, Caesar changed his mind. It would become the final decision of his life. As Caesar walked through Rome, another chance to save himself appeared. A man pushed through the crowd and handed him a letter. Inside were details about the conspiracy. Everything. The names, the plan, the assassins. But surrounded by people and distracted by official business, Caesar never read it. He simply placed the letter among his papers and continued walking. One small decision, one unopened letter, and history changed forever. Eventually, Caesar arrived at the theater of Pompey, where the Senate was meeting. More than 60 men waited inside. Everything seemed normal at first. Then one senator approached Caesar with a request. As Caesar dismissed him, another man grabbed his toga. That was the signal. Suddenly, blades appeared. The first attack failed. Caesar immediately fought back. Chaos erupted inside the chamber. Some assassins accidentally stabbed one another in the confusion. Men shouted. Blood covered the floor. Caesar desperately tried to defend himself, but there were too many attackers. Blow after blow struck his body. According to ancient accounts, Caesar received 23 stab wounds. Ironically, historians believe that only one of those wounds was actually fatal. Then came the moment that would become one of history's most famous betrayals. Among the attackers stood Brutus, the man Caesar trusted, the man he considered a friend. According to legend, when Caesar saw Brutus, something changed. He stopped resisting. Whether he truly said the famous words, "You too, Brutus,"